Everybody, we are back. We're going to be talking the truth about the 2022 crypto bear market and what's coming in 2025. Out of every area of crypto, what we are talking about today, I've researched this the most out of anything. Definitely going to want to stick around. We have some very, very valuable information in this slideshow, some ideas you might not be familiar with, and how exactly you can leverage some of those ideas to create a better performance for your investments in crypto. Let's get right into it. First and foremost, this is not financial advice. Use my points, all as jump-in points for doing your own research. So this is kind of just what we're going to be talking about today. We have these 5 subjects. You guys can go ahead and jump around to different parts of the video if you're more interested in a certain one. But yeah, going to want to stick around to the end. We're going to be looking at exactly how we can take advantage of this cycle. So, number 1, the truth about the 2022 bear market. There are 2 main reasons for why things are going the way they are. First and foremost, uncertainty across all markets, not just crypto. The stock market, everything is going down, but this has essentially been the worst for crypto because it is a high-risk asset. So essentially, in uncertain times, the big players are advised to de-risk, and as a result, high-risk assets such as Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are less attractive and or ditched by numerous individuals and companies. The second reason is that Bitcoin miners are more apt to sell when the future price of Bitcoin and alts is uncertain. The same goes for any proof of stake coin or other proof of work coin. Miners just aren't certain that the price is going to go up, so they're saying, hey, I know I'm going to make X today. I'm just going to go ahead and sell that. I'm not going to hodl for this time period because of this insane volatility and the fact that we might be going a whole lot lower. I'm not trying to lose any money. I have to pay for all these costs of mining, They have to, obviously there's expenses that they have to deal with, so they're not worried about holding right now. There's nothing in the last few weeks has pointed to them any reason why they should hold. So what you're seeing is just a crazy sell pressure of Bitcoin that just can't be combated because not only are big players selling, like we saw in our first subject, but miners are selling. And the long-time holders of Bitcoin are selling while they still have a whole lot of money because you guys all probably know when you see a certain balance in your portfolio and it just keeps going lower and lower and lower, you start to get really fearful and you're like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to cut my losses. I'm going to take it out while I still have something to take out. So you know what? There's a whole lot of sell pressure, and unfortunately, as more legs start to bring the price of Bitcoin and alts further downward, there's just not enough money to go ahead and buy the dip. Everyone's saying, oh, buy the dip. But at some point, it's like, I just bought the dip last week, and how am I going to buy it again? I don't have any more money that I can afford to lose to buy this dip. So, you know what? Eventually, it's going to run dry, and as buy pressure continues to just get overwhelmed with sell pressure, this is just going to send the price going further and further down. So, anyways, guys, the Bitcoin cycle is going to help guide us through this uncertain time, but I wanted to show how exactly we could go ahead and trust this reasoning. So, first of all, 3 for 3, guys. 3 for 3 on the Bitcoin halvings being the ultimate catalyst for crypto. So, looking at it, this is all from businessinsider.com. You guys can see this for yourself. First halving. At the time of the first halving, Bitcoin stood at $11. Within a year, it rose 100-fold. Second halving, July 2016, Bitcoin fluctuated between 500 and 1,000 for a few months, and then it ended up at 20,000 December 2017. Third halving, the one that just happened, Bitcoin was at around $9,000. Everyone, if you guys want to go back into my oldest videos, you'll see me literally talking about the Bitcoin halving and how the price was about to go crazy. And it did, is the best part. It did. We went from $9,000 to $30,000 by the end of the year, and then $69,000 was our peak for this past bull market. So insane price momentum. Honestly, I do believe Bitcoin's probably never going to go below $10,000 again. I do honestly believe it's going to go below $20,000, if not at least under $25,000 at some point. And then I do believe that the next leg for Bitcoin is going to be 100K. In this next bull market, we're going to see 100K. I would put all my money on that. I really just believe that is inevitable at this point. But how exactly? I know a lot of you aren't even holding Bitcoin because you're more into the altcoins, and that's why you're on this channel. So how exactly does this relate to altcoins? Well, the crypto market is almost entirely correlated, which I'm sure all of you know. Especially in the bull and bear markets, you're not seeing a whole lot of coins go awry in one way or the other. They're all just kind of sticking together, and if one goes down like they are right now, they all do, especially if that one is Bitcoin. Does this mean no coins will perform well until 2025? Well, the market as a whole is going to be driven primarily by legitimate progress in usage. The Bitcoin cycle, we have to remember, is what produces that FOMO and hopium. This is what's going to drive these alts like Dogecoin and Shiba and just random projects that are clearly just jokes to $20 billion evaluations. That does not happen without some level of FOMO and hopium. It just doesn't. These are horrible projects, and I'm not going to call out any other projects that I don't believe should be worth what they're not, because I'm not trying to ruin anyone's day here, but there is quite a few projects in the top 50. I'll say EOS. That's the first one that comes to mind. EOS just is way overvalued. Litecoin, way overvalued for what they're bringing to the table and just kind of their current stance. So a lot of these coins that don't deserve to be this high are just going to continue to get wiped as FOMO and hopium start to kind of go more to the sidelines and people aren't getting as excited. So once again, this is what drives these prices to these coins to insane highs. Not legitimate progress in usage. That's part of it for sure, but that's not making up a $25 billion valuation for some of these coins. So just keep that in mind. There's going to be coins that do well, but it's because they're actually doing well from a practical sense in the real world. So there's going to be good performers, but those are going to be the ones that are actually making progress and doing stuff. So how exactly do we take advantage of the Bitcoin cycle? Well, the important thing here that we're seeing with Michael Scott and Kermit the Frog is not to panic. You cannot panic in these markets. You have to remember to DCA, dollar cost average. This is a heavily manipulated market full of dips and swings. It's important that you buy a little each week/month and hodl for long periods of time. Your wallet will thank you. So the bull market will eventually return. We are saying that this is going to come post the 2024 Bitcoin halving in May 2024. You're going to want to be ready for when those months or years come. So basically what we're saying here, guys, is just ride the wave. This thing's probably going to go a whole lot lower than any of us expect. There's probably going to be a whole lot of negative news, and we're probably all going to fall for it. And we're going to say, oh no, like maybe I'm wrong. Maybe crypto doesn't return, and I'm just wasting my money and time here. If you really want to strike it rich in this industry, you have to just keep in like an unswayable opinion that Bitcoin and crypto is the future. And if you just double down on that stance every single day, you are going to just be swimming in money come the next bull run. So obviously there's great times ahead. There's a lot of risk involved in this. We all know this. That's why we always say not financial advice. But once again, if we play this right, this is going to be a beautiful time for us to kind of bear down, fill up our bags, and just get ready for this next cycle. So anyways, guys, let me know in the comments what you thought about today's presentation. If you want to add anything to the conversation, I'm more than happy to reply to anyone that has any thoughts or ideas. But anyways, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.